is my favorite meal. I eat it so often, and when I was in Korea, I always order it. But now I'm in France and I wanted to share with you guys my tteokbokki recipe. I tried so many, but this one is my favorite, so I'm gonna show you. This is perfect for late night meals, late night cravings. So now let's cook. Here are the ingredients you will need for this recipe. First ingredient is rice cake. You can take any rice cake that you like, but if you have a Asian supermarket that sell homemade rice cake, I really highly recommend you to take those. But in France, I only found these. I think these are the most chewy rice cake. Obviously, the second ingredient is gochujang. Guys, this is so important. I prefer this version. There is a vegan version, but this one is my favorite. Then you will need gochucharu. This is red pepper powder. I use the fine one. It's better to get absorbed in the sauce, but if you can't find it, it's okay. Just take the big one. But be mindful because this is going to control your spiciness level. You should always use a broth for the water. Before I tried without it, but it's so much better with it. Take either a beef or an anchovy broth. Next, you will need honey. I tried with sugar, but honey is so much better. I really recommend you to try it with honey. You will also need garlic. This is optional if you don't like garlic, but I like to put just one. This is optional again, but it's so much better with this. This is green onions. Next product is those vermicelli. I had a hard time finding those. I'm so happy that I found it. Finally, I know that there is also Chinese vermicelli. Please don't take those because they're so hard to chew. So these are the ones you should look up for, okay? If you look at the back of the noodles and it says that you have to soak your noodles for 3 hours in cold water, don't take those. Next is fish cakes. So we will cut them in triangle shape after, but this is optional, but it truly adds a flavor to the tteokbokki, so if you like it, I really suggest it to add it. We will use a bit of salt. I prefer adding a bit of salt rather than putting soy sauce. The final touch is any type of mozzarella that you have, and I really mean that mozzarella is so much better with tteokbokki than any other kind of cheese. Okay, first step is to take a bowl and you're gonna get your garlic and cut it. So just like this, please cut your garlic very thinly and as small as possible. Then we're gonna take 1 tablespoon of gochujang, add it to the garlic. And then mix until the garlic is well mixed with the gochujang paste. Then we're going to add 1 spoon of honey. Guys, I'm so messy, but this is how it looks now. It's way more watery than before. And now we're going to add gochucharu. Add 1 tablespoon of gochucharu and mix. Now you're left with this. Please trust me, don't trust the visual, okay? But you have to put this aside. We're going to add it to the water after. Now you're going to cut your green onion and try to take more of the green part than the white part. This is approximately what you should get in terms of amount of green onions. And now we're going to move on to the fish cakes. To get this, you will have the fish cake and you have to fold it. Okay, cut it here in the middle, fold it, then cut like this and like this. So like this and like this, like this and like this. And do it over and over again, and then you will get those triangles. So this is how much I got with 2 sheets of fish cakes, and it gives a lot of fish cakes. So yeah, let's move on to the next step. The next step is to rinse those rice cake in the cold water. Okay, I finished to rinse them out. They're all clean, and now we're going to boil some water. In a casserole, you're gonna add that much water. maybe more, just adjust it to the amount of rice cake you have and then bring it into a boil. Now the water is boiling and you're gonna add the broth. I used the anchovy, half of this. Now let's add our paste in the water and mix. The water is going to turn red. Camera turned off, so the quality is a little bad now, but once it gets red like this, you're gonna add the rice cakes. Here are the glass noodles. We're gonna add this to the broth. Now we're going to add the rice cakes. I'm going to mix everything together. Now the sauce is very watery, but it's gonna get thicker and thicker as the sauce is heating. I'm going to add now a pinch of salt and mix it. You see, the sauce is getting thicker now, but it has to boil more. I'm going to wait and let it boil until the sauce gets thicker than this. This is how it looks. You see that the rice cakes are absorbing the sauce and even the noodles. So now it's time to add the green onions. Final touch, adding the green onion. Mix a little bit and let it boil. So now you can see that it is getting super thick, so it's done. It's finished. We can dress up into the plate and add some cheese on top. It's done. Now we're gonna add some cheese on top like this. It's gonna melt because it's hot. And then you can have a taste. And now it's all combined with the cheese and everything, and so bon appétit! Okay, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Mwah.